Hey guys, Rory here from Tower Music Project, and today we're going to be starting a new series on Premiere Pro, and we're going to be looking on how to start our projects. So first of all, we're going to open up Premiere Pro. I've got CC, but if you've got any older versions, they should be relatively similar. We're going to go up to File here, New Project. Okay, then we're going to name our project Test. Now we're going to choose where the files for the project are all going to be saved. So if we're going to browse, then I just want them saved to my desktop. Choose that. Okay. Right, then we're going to press OK. Okay. Now we've got our user interface here. Okay, so we've got our project area here. This is where we're going to import our media. So, for instance, if we have the movie, if we just have let's find a project I've been working on. Let's go promo video for Tower. So if we bring this in, if we just drag and drop it into the project area there, you can see it goes in there. And then, as soon as we drag it onto this timeline here, oh actually, sorry, first, my bad, got to create a new sequence. So, when we're creating a new sequence, we're basically going to choose all the codecs and all the, basically all of the settings in which we're going to edit in. You've got your custom presets here if you've got your expensive RE cameras or your Red cameras. But, just to stay safe, we're going to go to settings. If we can. Nope. Okay, well, we're going to choose DV. NTSC, probably widescreen at 48 Hz, and we're going to go over to settings. We're going to choose custom. Now, if we're recording for any film, we're going to go to 24 frames per second. But if we're shooting for YouTube or any other form of video, I would go for either 30 frames, or if you're doing any slow motion or any other high quality video, I'd go to 60 frames per second, which I will stay at now. It'll automatically go to 720p, but we shot in 920 by 1080, which is full HD. Audio we're going to keep at 48 Hz, because if we go any higher than that, we may get some latency once we render out the video. We are running on a Mac at the moment, so we do have OpenGL, so we can render off our GPU, which is good. We're not going to render maximum render quality. Now, for people who have less powerful computers, okay, this keep at 920 by 1080. But if you ever have issues with that when you're going through your timeline, it's being choppy or it's not rendering fast enough, the video preview area here, if you change this, first change to a QuickTime, okay, and then change the codec to Apple ProRes, high quality, but then change this to 720. It'll automatically change it there to 405. And this will basically lower the resolution, because we don't need to be, not all the time anyway, we don't need to be editing in full HD, especially if our computer can't take it. So right now we're going to do that. We're going to name our sequence. So let's name this test sequence. Oh, sorry. And if we wanted to save this as a preset, we just press save preset. We go test presets. You can also put a description here as well so we can remember. And then once we open up our sequences, it should appear here if it loads under custom presets. There we go. So under custom presets at the bottom, we've got our test presets. So if you select that, we see everything that we've just set here. Then we're just going to click OK. Right. So now we've got a timeline, we've got our project area, and we've got our control panel. So we're going to grab our footage that we dragged in, our case it's the promo video. We're going to drag it onto the timeline. If this comes up, this basically means that some of the clips that you've got do not match the sequence settings. That means that we've shot in 1920 by 1080, but our video preview is in 720p. So we're going to keep existing settings, and then we're going to double click the footage. We're going to bring it across a bit so we can see the bars, and then we're just going to drag it down. And then we're going to just try and bring it out a bit so we can edit it properly. And to be quite honest, this part doesn't matter too much because you're only really skipping through the footage to put it together. And this is a worst case scenario if your computer really can't run Premiere Pro smoothly, which is very probable because if you're running an old computer, it probably can't. But I'm going to change my back, so I'm going to go up to sequence settings there, and then I'm going to go down to here, the width, I'm going to put 1920 by, and that's automatically, this button here is going to automatically set that to double the size of that around. So then I'm just going to press OK. I'm going to press OK on that, and that means then I can bring my footage back. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'll have to get rid of this footage now. Okay, and then I'll have to bring back in to my area. Then I'll have to bring it back down again. Okay, so now we have our project. We can strike that out, there we go, for now. So now we have our project. If we want to go and add any effects, I've gone and actually messed up that sequence. I will do that sequence again. I'm just going to choose a preset custom 1920 by 1080. Sorry, my footage messed up a little bit there. There we go. Okay, let's drag this in. No, it must have actually rendered. I know exactly why. Even though this was actually filmed on full HD, it was actually rendered out in 4K. That's why I've got a bit of an issue with the sizing here. But not to worry, we'll work with, actually what I will do is, I will grab us a piece of video, which is in HD, if I can find one. Right, we will have a piece here from Tower. There we go, Tower Evening. Let's bring this one in. Brilliant, let's get rid of this. That explains a lot. Unless this is in 4K too, which I hope not. Are we in 4K? I think we're in 4K still. We are definitely in 4K. Okay, well let's just change this to 4K then. Why not? Hang on, sorry. Let's change our sequence to a 4K sequence because apparently that's what we film on now. I'm interested to see if there's any other. That's a 2K sequence. I just want to get a preset because I actually forgot. Here we go. 4K sequence. At that, I'm going to go to settings, and then we're going to go to, yeah, that's right. So it's going to be I actually forgot the aspect ratio for 4K there. That's why I had to check. 496 by 2304. See if this is happening. What we have to do is we have to reset it, and then you usually press this button and it lets you change it, but this time it doesn't. So 498. No, it's not letting me do it. That's quite rude. Probably because I'm in custom. Not in custom. Okay, 49. Nope. You're not gonna let me do it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to find some footage which is change sequence settings. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we've got this piece of footage. We'll delete all this. Yeah, so basically if you want to delete a piece of footage, you're just going to select it, and then you're just going to press your backspace or delete key on your keyboard. Okay, so now I've got some footage. Now I've got some footage here. Okay, we can scroll through this here. Okay, and now we have this. We can do lots of things with it. So if we double click the footage there, it's going to bring us up to another preview window here, where we can scroll through. Okay, and then once we scroll through, we can edit little bits. That's our source window there, so that's going to show us a source. Okay, and then we've got our effects controls here. Now in our effects controls, it's going to give us the capacity to change all our effects, in essence. So to change our effects, we're going to go down here to our project window. We're going to press effects, and we're going to choose, we've got lots of effects. We've got our audio effects here. We have our, we've got some presets as well, which I wouldn't advise using. We also have video effects. So let's say we wanted to do some color correction. We'll go to the color correction tab. We'd brightness and contrast, drag that onto the clip, and then you can see that it just appeared here in the effects controls window. Okay, so here you can change it. So we can change, we can bring it lighter and all that. So yes, so that's about it for the effects controls. Then if we go over to the next tab, we've got the audio track. So once we play through this track, we'll see that we've got our mixer here. So whenever there's a track that's added, so let's just add a track here. So we're going to go up to, can we do it from there? I don't know. So we're going to right click here. We're going to press add tracks. Let's just add one video and one audio. You're going to see the audio just appeared there. Okay, so an audio 5. And you can pan your tracks and things like that. Okay, and then any others that come here, you see, if your ratio is really small on here and you can't get to your other tracks, you can press this button here and choose through your things. So you've got your effects, controls, your source window, and it'll bring it up there for you. But you can also drag that there. Okay, you can also bring this down, up again. Okay, so let's say now we have our clip and we want to cut it at some point. So we want to cut it here. Now the easiest way that I find to do this is to use the keyboard shortcut. So to use the blade tool, the keyboard shortcut is C. So, or if you want to do it manually, they're all here. So it's the razor tool here, or C on the keyboard. Then you just drag the playhead here to where if you want to cut it, and you just click on the screen and it cuts it for you. Then to bring you, then you got to remember to go back to the selection tool. I always make this mistake and I always go okay and then end up cutting it 3 or 4 times, which is not good at all. The easiest way, as I said, to do this before is to press V, the letter V on your keyboard. That takes you back, or you can just press the tool there and it can select through. Okay. And for now, I suppose that's all we need to learn for now in Premiere Pro. Oh, as well, if your computer is running a little bit slow on Premiere Pro, another way to help that is to change the resolution here, because we don't always need, unless we're doing all correct color. Basically, if I put this on full, it's going to show me the full color resolution there. If I put this on quarter, and so just, it's going to be more grainy because we're lowering the quality a little bit. So when we're just cutting clips and we need it to be a little bit smoother, sometimes I might bring it down if there's a lot of effects in there. I might bring the quality down a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to use the workflow. But if I'm looking at color, then I press full. Of course, I can still run that there, which is fine. And then you can check all the colors correct and okay. But I will do a separate video on being able to run Premiere Pro on a slower PC or Mac. And that is it from us today. Please subscribe, please like. If you didn't like the video, please press the thumbs down. If you liked it, please press the thumbs up. We'll see you next time.